Hey all, Will Healy here, and I've been reporting on what's in the National Association of Manufacturers report for a Manufacturers Outlook Survey, second quarter of 2022. And this report for Workforce Wednesday, I'd really like to share some of the insights there that are really interesting for workforce topics specifically. So you can see in the report that they expect the growth rate for full-time employment to be up 2.9% over the next 12 months, so still growing in full-time employment. Employee wages are expected to go up 3.8% over the next 12 months. And then, unfortunately, we also see that health insurance costs are going up about 7.8% over the next 12 months. So that's going to put pressures on us when we talk about supply chain and about our costs and our prices, right? And then when we dive into the report, we saw that 65.1% of respondents said their company was experiencing more separations than in the previous reporting. So that's a lot, including quits and retirements. And that retention is a major problem for them, especially in the early months of an employee's career. You can see in this chart that nearly 53% noted retention challenges for those workers who had been at the company for less than 1 year. That's brutal. And then with such dramatic skill shortages, 64.7% of manufacturers say their existing workforce has had to work more to make up for their hiring challenges, and that can be really rough. And then I really thought this was interesting. With the Russian invasion of Ukraine in mind, 86.5% of manufacturers would be interested in employing Ukrainian refugees who are living in their communities available to work. And in Cincinnati with the AMIP, we've actually got some great stories about working with legal immigrants to the United States and how powerful that group and those groups have been for manufacturers as a workforce base. There's two really interesting charts I also want to share with you here. The first one is the most difficult skills for manufacturers to fill in 2022. And you can see on the chart here, things like manufacturing and production positions, 77.6%. None of us can find those frontline workers and retain those frontline workers. How do we get those people to help us out? And those positions, as we struggle to fill them, those ones are the ones to be most ripe for automation. And it's not that automation's replacing jobs, it's that automation is helping us make the workers we have more productive so that we can be more productive with the people we have and the people we find. Next is maintenance, repair, and installation people. So, working with your local tech school and working to build a modern apprenticeship program. Those are things that we can work towards. Engineering programs, industry knowledge, supply chain and logistics, robotics and other disruptive technology, goes on and on there, but there's so many difficult skills to acquire. And then how are manufacturers addressing the skill shortages at their companies? They're working existing workforce more. That is not a long-term strategy for success. That's going to be hard. People are going to leave. They're going to want something easier. So how do we make the job of the worker better? Investing in people-centric technologies that make the life of the worker better. You can see that here as well. Create or expand internal training programs. Encourage possible retirees to stay longer in their roles. If you can have automation help them lift parts so they don't have to do physical things, they can use their brains instead of their brawns. Those are good opportunities for us. So you can see that through people-centric technology investment, we can address a lot of these things, a lot of these skill challenges that we have in our organization. And then you can see work with local offices. That's really cool too. So I'll make sure there's a link to this in the comments. I mean, what are you seeing in workforce in your community? Really love to hear that in the comments as well. And until next time, ask yourself, what will I automate next?